Thanks for sliding into the booth at the Millennial Diner podcast. Hey, it's Phil. I came to the diner a little early today, not to bask in the quiet of the diner before Jeff shows up, but to remind you of all the things. Follow us on social media to get the latest updates and shenanigans, and check out our merch available on TeePublic and the Dashery. Just search Millennial Diner Podcast, you'll find all the things. Executive producer Megan has created for you to consume. Well, not eat, like buy. Don't eat a shirt. Do check out all the t-shirts, sweatshirts, and stickers if you're feeling generous. Now I see Jeff entering the diner, so let's get this show started. Enjoy.
Jeff and Phil, they take the stage. Two voices wise beyond their age. Spin vinyl tales of old punk days. Rock and rebel in caffeinated haze.
Welcome to the Millennial Diner podcast. My name is Jeff. I'm here at the diner with Phil, as usual. Phil?
Yeah,
How are you doing today?
you know what? I'm doing okay today. I'm happy it's not Monday nor raining, but I'm doing okay today.
Okay, good. That's a low bar for the day we're recording, which is not a Monday, so
This is true. We don't record on Mondays. No, I'm okay. No, I'm good. It's not raining. It's not Monday. I'm not on a train back to Penn. Everything's fine.
that's a good point. Well, it's go time, so let's get into it. I'm gonna order some food here. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Flo, can you make me like a breakfast burrito with like hash browns and like all the veggies and some just eggs, some vegan eggs? That'd be really cool. Or tofu. What do you got in there? What do you got back there? Oh, you got neither? That's terrible. Okay, how about some beans? Let's do magic beans. Some salsa on the side, and I'll just do a coffee with oat milk. Thanks.
I think I'll go with just rye toast with a little bit of butter and a black coffee. That sounds good. That sounds good.
Well, Phil, Long
Yeah.
Island is calling me because today we are going to our roots, back to the island of misfit toys. No, that's not it. This island Earth. No, that's not it.
That's not it either. No, that's close. That's close though. But
Michael
no,
Bay's
that's not
The
it.
Island. Um,
You said the island? Oh, I haven't thought about that one in a while. All right.
nah, just kidding. We're talking about Long Island's very own melodic post-hardcore emo pop punk band.
Hot punk, hardcore band thing,
You know them, you love them. We call them the MovieLife.
MovieLife.
And as you can see, we don't have a guest again. So
Oh.
that means me and Phil are just going to wrestle, literally, with steel chairs as we duke it out, decide what is the proper order of MovieLife albums from our least favorite to our favorite.
Yep, yep. The wrestling theme comes courtesy of fellow Long Island alum Mick Foley, who didn't you see once at Borders?
Many times.
Many times. Yeah. I saw him once at the movie theater. If I now I wish I remember where we were, what he was going to go see. But yeah,
He also
Yeah.
was at my gym, and I ran on a treadmill next to him, not on purpose. It just worked out that way. That was very exciting. And then many years later, I've worked out at a gym that another professional wrestler named CM Punk works
Oh.
at. So,
straight edge. Watch out.
also, yeah, two of my favorite wrestlers, and I've gotten to pretend to be workout buddies with them in my mind.
I'm sure they knew it deep down. They
I
knew
hope
it.
not.
Yeah.
I hope that's creepy.
No, they were okay with it. It was a totally okay thing. It was a mutually beneficial, symbiotic relationship on the treadmill. There you go.
Thanks for the gains,
Mankind.
boys. Thanks for the gains.
Yeah, the game. Yeah. Mankind was a fantastic wrestler. He was amazing. I didn't like the Cactus Jack version though. I like Mankind. I like
I
the
understand. Well, when I did help him at Borders, I was in the music department and I was at the music information desk, and he asked a
Yeah.
question, got him the answer, and then as he walked away, I said, "Have a nice day," which is
These-
what Sacco used to say.
yeah. Did he smile or anything, or he just was kind of like?
He was always smiling. He's a very
Yeah. He, I've heard he's actually a very pleasant person to meet and talk to. So that's cool. That's cool. This is Jeff and I were joking around before the show started. I don't know this band at all. This is such a new band to me. The movie Life. I don't think next to Newfound Glory,
Mhm.
I actually think I've seen the movie Life the most. But the funny thing is about the movie Life is we would see them in such small places that we never got tickets or anything. It was just you paid at the door and you walked in, right? Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't even begin to fathom how many times we've seen them. Although one of my favorite times we saw them together was I forget who the third band was, but it was when they were playing the Vanderbilt, Nassau
Mhm.
County, and it was Movie Life was supposed to be the opener, and then it was Midtown, and who was the third band? Do you remember?
Snapcase?
Was that who it was?
Sounds like I know there was a Snapcase show in there, so that was
There
random.
was, but quickly I thought it was Save the Day, but I don't think it was.
Oh, was it Catch 22?
Maybe. And I remember they let Movie Life go on last because it was a hometown show,
Yeah,
and it was a Midtown show, but Midtown let Movie Life go on last. I always thought that was the coolest thing.
how gracious.
Outrageous. We saw them. See, now I'm trying to remember all the time. We saw them together. Didn't we see them together with Mighty Mighty Boss Tones?
We did. There was like that Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. This was like early 2000s. Did like a run of shows at
Irving?
Bowery
Was it Irving?
Ballroom. Bowery Ballroom.
Bowery. That's right. Okay.
And like every night, well, that I think that night actually it was Movie Life H2O.
Yes.
Mighty Mighty
And
Boss.
the Boss Tones. Yes.
That's the only time I've ever seen the Mighty Mighty Boss. No, that's not true. I saw a Warped Tour once too.
I actually didn't we end up leaving like halfway through the Boss
Yeah,
Tones
we did.
show?
We did.
Yeah, we were like, we're out. We're gonna
We were
get well
actually
because
we were actually literally there for Movie Life and
and
H2O.
H2O. Yep.
Yeah.
Fantastic show.
Someday I suppose we'll go to a full Mighty Mighty.
So someday you might. Well, not anymore. They're not around anymore.
No, they're
Maybe
not.
that's right. Maybe they'll get back together. Okay.
No, I did just see that the Clueless soundtrack for the 30th anniversary has been printed on vinyl, pressed on vinyl for the first time.
How's it really? Oh, maybe we'll have to go take a look at that then. Okay. That's a strange movie to like, isn't it?
Strange movie to
Clueless.
like. It's one of the greatest movies of all time.
It is, but doesn't it feel weird at the end when like they get together when they're like sort of related, but they're not related. But I guess they're not blood related.
Well,
They're
I
ex.
would think I think the real problem is he's in college and she's in high school, and that's
That is another good point. Because yes, so we have a college, and it's not like it does. Isn't he in grad school?
no, he's college. Spoilers, by the way, if you haven't seen Clueless.
If you haven't seen Clueless in the first third, well, I guess we are talking about a new generation who are just learning. For example, just to give you some idea of where we are with life. So the new Superman trailer drops where he refers to Lois Lane as Cronkite, and apparently some of the Gen Alpha don't know who Cronkite is.
I actually thought that stuck out as well.
Did you?
Yeah, because
Is Walter Cronkite just that old now?
well, yeah, because I'm like, what error? Now we're talking about the Superman trailer. We might as well get into it.
But might as well. Let's get into it.
I just felt like, yeah, that tonally it didn't feel right. It was like a throwback old school kind of way to say it, but I'm also like, but yeah, exactly that reason. I'm like Cronkite, like, but I guess I don't know who you would put
Barbara Walters.
Baba Walters.
Barbara Walters. Again, the Gen A or Gen Zs are gonna listen to it. Like, who the hell is Barbara Walters? That's Barbara Walters. She's on The View, or she was. Um,
Look, I think we can all agree whether the Superman movie is good or not. We have crypto, and that's really all that matters.
that's really all that matters. That's really all that matters. All
But
right,
the trailer looked really good. I hope
yeah, good. Yeah,
it kind of looks like the Superman movie we've never got.
it looks like the Superman movie that Smallville would have been.
I can see that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Executive producer Megan very much leaned into that this is actually the continuation of Smallville versus anything.
There was also a shot of him fighting a giant alien, which I was like, yeah, finally.
Finally, right?
Yeah,
We're gonna,
no, he's
yeah.
not just breaking Zod's neck, it's
Everybody has such a problem with that. I didn't have a problem with that, but anyway.
you know wrong with that?
No, I don't. He's not Superman yet. He's learning to be Superman. That's always how I approach Man of Steel as a movie. He is not yet Superman, really. He's learning how to be Superman. And then in Batman v Superman, that's when he's actually Superman. He's learned what it takes to be Superman. He learned the line. He won't
Feel
cross
like
anymore. You know what I mean?
here's my last thing on Man of Steel, and then we're gonna move on to movie
We're
life.
gonna move on.
We can talk about movies when we talk about the movie life. That's fine. That's our life, right?
Yeah, that's right. It is. Yep.
He can fly super fast. He's faster than the Flash.
Yeah.
What I wanted when he's fighting Zod and he's destroying the fucking city.
All of it. It's all gone. Yes.
Why isn't he stopping the fight to save people in between? That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him do something completely
Okay, I can get behind that. Sounds like something Superman would do. That is something Superman would do. You're right.
Anyway, enough of that.
All right.
We'll reconvene after July when the James Gunn's.
Yeah, stop talking about movies and we'll talk about the movie Life. All right, Jeff. There are 4 stereo albums by the movie Life.
Mm-hmm.
3 done relatively close to one another, and then 1 they all came back as grown people. And after let me do my math here, a 14-year absence, came back and did another album in 2017. So there are 4 albums to start with. Jeff, where are you going to start? What do you think is the least best Movie Life album?
For number 4, this is my not a hot take, but a cold take.
Cold Take. Okay.
And this album is the one you just mentioned. It came out in 2017.
Yep.
It's called Cities in a Search of a Heart. I don't feel like this is a Movie Life album.
Ooh, I like that perspective. Why do you say that? Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now. I agree with you. Out of the 4, Cities is last. Why do you not consider this Movie Life album? Really?
I feel like, well, for starters, I think the people who wrote the album, I think it is Brandon Riley and Vinnie Caruana of the
Yes.
original Movie Life universe.
Yes.
I believe it's produced by the guy, the drummer from Crime and Stereo, I'm forgetting his name, and he also plays drums on the album.
Uh, Holmes is his last name.
Yeah.
Give me. Yep.
I feel like because
Rome's.
the band ended in a like self-destructed and ended, right?
Yes. Yep.
They had a lot of in inner fighting and things like that, whatever it was. They ended very suddenly in 2003, I want to say, or 2004.
That sounds right.
And then Vinny went on to start another awesome band called I Am the Avalanche.
Awesome band.
Brandon
Awesome
went on to
band.
do I Am the Nightmare. Is
I
that
am the name. I am.
yeah,
I am. Yeah. Another awesome band.
like
Yep.
a very Morrissey-esque kind of
Yeah.
vibe, very
Yeah.
different than Movie Life. I Am the
No.
Avalanche.
Nightmare of You. I am a
Nightmare of You.
nightmare is a brand new song.
That's right. It's all in there.
So, well, I
Nightmare of
mean,
You.
brand new has a connection to this band. So does Take Back Sunday. They all connect
Right,
back
they
to
all
each
do.
other.
So
They all do.
Nightmare of You, which I love that album. In fact, I'm surprised he never did another one. I really did enjoy that album at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I Am the Avalanche is like the edgier part of Movie Life, kind of lean
Yep.
into it.
Yep.
And there are songs on that first I Am the Avalanche album where he talks about how hard this period of his life was with Movie Life ending. So when they come back with this album, they did a comeback tour where they brought the first comeback tour was in 2014. I remember because in LA they played at the Roxy
Yep.
in Hollywood or LA, Sunset Strip. Very small venue. I remember this, and everyone was so happy the Movie Life was back. It had been over 10 years. And I remember a gentleman who tried to crowd surf and he fell and he got the wind
Oh,
from him. And Vinny had
poor
to
guy.
go and remind everybody that we're all older now, which I was like, yes, we are.
Yeah.
But anyway, they came back, they did that tour, and they had a lot of the guys from back in the day. Like
Yep.
Phil was on bass, and I think the drummer was the same. And I think after that, but everyone got day jobs, right? Everyone had
Right.
they moved on, right? So they wanted to keep the band going, but they couldn't get the whole band, I think. So they kind of filled in these other places. It just feels like they were so removed from what Movie Life was by the time they wrote this album that it doesn't even feel
Yeah.
like a Movie Life album to me.
Yeah. I can see that. I will agree with you. I'll come at it the same kind of concept from a different perspective, where I feel like those 14 years are very missing from the band's history. It's very apparent when you go from the very last album of 40 Hour to Cities, because he sounds older. He sounds gruff. Like, we're now all in our 40s when this or late 30s and 40s. We're all older. We're older, right? We're not like in our 20s anymore. We sound it, right? And I feel like the album is missing that continuation time, right? So we didn't get to age with them, and
Yeah.
and get to know them as the band got older. It's very akin to like what I feel like happened kind of with Take It Back Sunday, where Nolan was with the band on the first album. Nolan's not with them for the next few, but comes back, and I feel like you don't have a direct path toward how Nolan John sounds in the when he comes back. And I think it's the same thing with the movie life, where there's such a gap that this feels distinctly different than the other previous albums. So because I feel like it does feel like an outlier, I think it fits to be at the number 4 spot.
Yeah,
100%.
makes sense.
I do remember watching when Vinny was doing what was it, the sets at Bamboozle Fest with Set Your Goals, I think it was.
Yeah.
And everybody was, I remember watching that and being like, 'cause I would, oh, I wish I had been to that. But everybody was watching that going like, oh, could they come back? And then they came back and I'm like, I don't know if I needed this album, but I can tell you this, I love seeing them live.
Mhm.
Yep.
Bill,
I saw,
I saw them at Bamboozle to set your goals, and I
yeah.
had a very emotional experience watching it.
How was, what was that like? How
I
was
mean,
that?
I just was so at that point. It was before I knew bands could come back. Um,
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
fair. That's
I
really
was like,
fair.
oh,
That's
that was
funny.
it. That's the end of that band. And then
Yeah.
played that set, and he played all those old Movie Life songs, and like it had been at that point, I don't know, not even
Almost,
like 7 years, 8 years,
yeah, I was gonna, yeah,
yeah,
not nearly a decade, but
not
definitely
even, yeah.
it
And
felt that way. Yeah.
I was just overcome with like just a lot of emotion. I was like missing my friends from back because at that point I was
Yeah.
in California. I was missing my friends from Long Island, like you and so many others, um, who we went to shows with, and yeah, it was just it kind of was like a nostalgic experience because I knew it
Yeah.
wasn't really Movie Life. But then when they came back that in 2014, that felt like, oh, Movie Life is back.
Yeah. I remember when I caught them play down in Boston in 20, geez, 18, 19, somewhere around there down in Cambridge. And it was the first time I've seen them since back in the early 2000s. And I was so floored with the nostalgic feeling when they were like, Vinny was like, all right, we're gonna play the first 3 songs off this time next year, and then rip right through them. And I was like, oh my god, it's like how they used to be. And I was like the one guy there with the original. I had my original Movie Life T-shirt on, like stains and all was still there, and I was very excited to have worn that. I was that guy. I wore the band shirt to the band I was seeing, but I felt it was okay because it was vintage.
It's always okay, Phil. That was a gatekeepering bullshit lie from
Yeah,
our
yeah.
wear anything you want.
What was that from PCU? That was PCU, right? Yeah, that was Jeremy Piven. Great movie though, PCU. It's hilarious. Well, wait, that might be revisionist. I might have to go back and rewatch that to see if it's still a good movie. 'Cause now that I said this all that out loud, I'm like, maybe it's not.
I don't know. I can't remember. I'm sure there's issues with politically correct university.
Yes, I'm sure there is. 90s were a weird time, man. All right, Jeff, what do you have at the number? What is the third? Okay, so now we're really gonna hit the movie life albums, right? Which is it's go time, 40-hour train back to Penn, and this time next year. What do you have in the number 3 spot?
Number three is It's Go Time, their 1997 album. Is that right? 97?
99, 99,
99, sorry.
99. Yes,
99.
sir.
1999's It's Go Time. And I'm not talking about the one with the water
Mm-mm.
on the cover, the black and white picture. No, I'm talking about
No,
that weird like traffic
the traffic sign looking thing. Yeah, only
arm
on
that had
CD
the
you could
left
find it.
and right.
Hmm.
It's Go Time. That's the one that um I think we found Movie Life on the next album.
Yes,
So
yes.
this was the album before. Never got into this album like I did with the next one.
No,
Um, this one was kind of like it. The recording of it is uh not the best.
not the best. No, not the
Doesn't
best.
really capture their energy at all. Um,
No,
and I loved hearing these songs live when they would slip them into the set whenever they throw one in there. But as for a CD at the time, I didn't listen to this one a lot, and it was re-released in 2015 with the new cover, and I got that in vinyl and I listened to it a few times, and but it doesn't quite really nothing really sticks out to me as like anything memorable really.
no. It's a band. Well, it's a band figuring themselves out, right? I mean, at that point, I don't even think it's the main group of guys in the band anyway. But no, I think there's you can hear that they're like, all right, they know how to write tunes because like "Dead to the World's" a good tune. I always like I forget what song it is, but the one about he talks about being with a stargazer. And I was thinking about the one that's on LIE, right? The Stargazer statue with the deer looking up into the. If anybody know what I'm talking about, go take a picture. It's Stargazer, Long Island. It's pretty cool. But I always imagine him like pulled off on the side of the road with the Stargazer, like looking at it. Some weird idea I had because I felt like Vinny and I were best friends in my head, much like how you would hang out with Mick Foley and CM Punk. I asked me and Vinny, we were best friends as far as I knew. But
Bill and
we're
Vinny
not.
Caruana used to
Yeah,
have the same haircut too for a long time. So
we do. I still kind of have it. It's still there a
oh,
little bit.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't do the Long Island natural look, which is really like kind of like shave the hair. That's a little too much for me. But
we
I mean, I did almost kill the band by running them over with my car. So that's why we're best friends.
well, you weren't driving. Michael Barrett was.
Yeah, we almost killed him. Almost killed him.
I don't. Well, folks at home, before you call the police, what he's referring to is we were going to a movie life show at the Ethical Humanist Society in
Yeah. I'm somewhere.
Mineola,
Mineola, that's it.
New
Yeah.
York, and we were looking for parking, and Michael Bear, former guest Michael Bear, turned down a street, and Movie Life was doing a photo shoot. That's it. We did not almost.
That's it. They had a in my head. It's always funnier because I always imagine like the band had like dart out of the way because Michael Bear's driving like a maniac down the road and the Pontiac ran down. Uh, I think that's what he had at that point. Well, what a memory. Yeah, no, I think number three, Go Time, making sense. Number three. Again, it's a band figuring what they can do. It's the yeah, it makes we've talked about this in the past. It's a first album. The band's figuring it out. I think you can hear on there they're like, okay, they know how to write a tune. They know how to put pieces of music together. I do love the John Travolta joke in one of the songs. I forget which one. The voicemail clips are funny. Um, but it's not a cohesive album just yet, which is what the next two will be very cohesive. So, all right, Jeff. This is where the rubber meets the road, sir. Speaking of cars, we
Yeah.
got
Well,
this time next year, and we got 40-hour train to Penn.
yeah. I'm going to try to make this more scientific and less emotional. So
Okay.
I'm going to say this time next year is number two.
Okay.
This time next year, I mean, it is it is a time and place that this album takes me to every time I put it on.
Mm,
I think it's Long Island hardcore that became pop punk, right?
yeah.
This is not Silent Majority never got here, right? But
No.
this
Ah,
this hooky and this banger after banger, just absolutely present and intense and just like it's 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 alive. The whole album's
yeah.
alive.
Yep.
And I love this record. We did a whole episode about this with our friend Brian Norby. Check the archives
Check the
for a
archives.
deep dive on it. Um, we talk about the Smith Haven Mall, Don't You Worry, which is name dropped in this album. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I love
Yeah.
it. I love this record.
It looks like I'm going to go more emotional than mathematical. So I have 40-hour number two. Here's why. Okay, so then by proxy, everybody's will follow this on. That means Jeff has 40-hour number one, and I have this time next year as number one. Now, I honestly think this is an argument of splitting hairs.
Mm-hmm.
So here's why I have this time next year at number one and 40-hour number two. Everything you said about 40 about this time next year, it's banger after banger after banger after banger. What the one thing I don't love about 40-hour is, and it's right after Movie Life has a gambling problem. So the EP comes out where they're
First
on, I
drive
think,
through. Yeah.
it was drive through. And so let's talk about gambling problem for 1 second. Gambling problem, great cover, has a lot of great songs, none of which I feel like are Movie Life songs. Except for Hand Grenade. I feel like that would be a Movie Life song, but I feel like they really try to embrace the pop punk world on Gambling Problem, and I've never felt that was really who they were. I always felt there was more melodic hardcore, and there was a little bit of a sound shift. It also Gambling Problem showed that Movie Life could write a 4-minute song. 40-hour to Penn is where they went back a little bit to the hardcore sound, combined what they kind of did in Gambling, and made an astonishingly good album. Like Jamestown is got to be one of the best songs I've ever heard. Anytime I saw them play that, the whole audience would just bounce the entire time. It's an amazing, amazing song. It's got, I think, one of the best unheralded songs, which is "Scary." That's amazing. I always thought that was an amazing, amazing song. Um, I just feel that this time next year is the epitome of the movie life. Like if I was gonna drop who an album and be like, this is exactly who they are, what they can do. The songs are 2.5 minutes at best. They're quick, they're intense, they're all bangers. That is why in this little horse race of winning by a hair, this time next year is number one for me. 40 Hours number two. Now explain to me why I'm wrong. And 40 Hours should be number one versus this time next year number two.
The album is called 40-Hour Train Back to Penn in its entirety, so we should really.
Sorry, that's rude of me to cut it down. I just sake of time. I
40-Hour
say
Train Back to Penn is a reference to
to what?
a
Yeah.
van accident the band suffered in the Midwest or Pennsylvania, somewhere up there. And their van was destroyed. Thankfully, no one was killed, but they were hurt. I know this because we went to, I believe, an Error Type 11 show,
I believe that is
something
correct.
like that, and
Yep,
it was a benefit show, right, for
yep,
Movie Life because of their
yep.
van getting ruined. And I remember Brandon being in a sling. We were talking to him at the time. So that was kind of like in their heads when they wrote this. Yes, you're absolutely right on the EP that's very important to talk about here, which is The Gambling Problem. That was their first album, their first release on Drive Through. At
Yep.
the time, a very pop punk, polished, heavy place. I mean, we're talking, this is the era where something corporate's happening. This is the era where Finch is happening. This is Newfound Glory. All that stuff is happening. Midtown also had a Drive Through MCA situation there as well.
Hmm.
And yeah, Gambling Problem was them trying to be a little more too polished.
Correct.
And you were
Very
absolutely
polished.
right. What I love about this one is they were like, wait a second, we overcorrected.
Yeah,
And now let's bring back the hardcore roots that we had going on the whole time. And that's why I think this one is the perfect blend of all that.
I
And
can I can hear it. No, I
I
get you. I get you.
I again, you can we can please listen to our episode on um this time
This
next
time
year to
next
hear
year.
our breakdown everything. Like that one obviously starts off with a banger, but Face or Kneecaps is a hell of an opener. Um, you said Jamestown is one of the best. I also agree Scary is great. I also love Hey, this like emotional cathartic understanding of
It's
breakup and coming to terms with it is a
yes. It's
song. Kelly song, this, I mean, because this song, I could never date anybody named Kelly. That's
nope.
just what,
Oh no, it's not. Yeah, it's
not
it is.
for not trying, but then it always came back to Kelly's song. Kelly, who was also someone we went to high school with, I believe.
We went to high school with her. Yeah, she did. Yes,
And
we
then
did.
she was a cocktail waitress at the greatest bar that ever existed on Long Island, Saints and Sinners. That's a whole lot of Long Island hearsay. But
Look at that.
um,
We're like one step removed from movie life. How about that?
the
No,
shore,
I completely shipped to shore. Is that? I think
last
that's
album,
the.
also
Yep.
well, on the Kelly of it all, just because I was there. They when this album came out, they played Irving Plaza,
Yeah.
and I was up in the balcony watching, and I saw Kelly
Oh no.
there, moved on, now
Yeah.
friends
Yeah.
with Vinny's ex, whatever, and played not Kelly's song, maybe it was they played Hey, and he
Maybe it was
dedicated
Hay.
her. And I
Oh,
saw her just get really emotional, and I was like, whoa, this is wild. I'm watching this like really like dramatic event happen.
it's like soap opera live. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No emotions or love in my life, but I could watch someone else's emotional catharsis happen. But
That
anyway,
must have been heavy. Now that I think about that, in retrospect, that must be a very heavy moment for her. Hmm.
for everybody. For
For
me too.
everybody. Yeah, for everybody.
Anyway, I love this album. I think that again, any day of the week, it might flip with this time next year for me. But I think what they accomplished with this record is really the the culmination of what the movie life is.
Yeah, no, I can hear. I can get behind that. I normally I go for that. That's usually the album I usually like to go to for these kinds of things where I'm like, I think that's like the pinnacle of what they are, right? I do. I actually will say this. I think 40 Hour is the pinnacle of what Movie Life is. I'm totally going the emotional route. Um, what is it? If my mind's the web, my heart's the extra clip. Great lyric. I tell you, it's probably one of the greatest lyrics I've ever heard. But I'm gonna stick. I think this time next year is for me the best album. If I'm gonna throw one on, that's what I'm gonna throw on.
All right, Phil. All right.
All right.
Do you have anything else you want to add to this
Yeah, I
episode?
do. I want to say a quick thank you to Jacob Butler for doing all the music. Quick thank you to executive producer Megan for doing all the logos, stickers, all the things you can consume, not eat. That's rude. But things you can buy on the Dashery and T Public, as well as our social media. Remember to follow us on social media, and also if you like what we have to say, leave a comment here or there. We might respond.
We sure will. We sure will.
You might not like what we respond with, but we'll respond. Don't worry.
Don't be rude, Phil. Don't
I,
be rude.
I try not to be. I try not to be.
All right. We'll see you at the diner next time. So long, folks.
It's go time.